Hi everybody, it's RPG Grandma, and I'm working on this guy some more. So I told y'all, green stuff, epoxy putty. I think it has a couple names. This is just stuff I picked up. It's not an endorsement of any one company. That is what I'm using. So the original epoxy I used is the liquid stuff, gooey stuff. And now this is what we're going to use to do sculpting. So the way it works is you cut a length off. You know, you lift up the thingy here and you cut a length off, which I'm working on right now. And then you mix it in your hand, you knead it together. And you apply it to the surface of the mold and you shape it to your desired shapes and sculpt away. And I have done this before, so I suggest you start with small batches. That's the way to go. And so, you know, you just mix it together until it turns green, basically. And depending on the temperature and humidity and all that good stuff, you got about an hour and a half to 2 hours of work time working it. Oh yeah, I should give you the warning stuff on the label here. May cause irritation to sensitive skin. Wash hands with soap and water immediately after use. Eye irritant. Yeah, do not get this in your eye. In case of eye contact, flush with water. Yeah, you would not want epoxy in your eyeball, right, guys? So, take a little bit. And see, like I said, I had to make some choices about this guy. So, I'm just going to start filling him up in spots. And then, you know, you're going to need to create and or get sculpting tools. I've got a little bit of both here. So we'll talk about that here in a second. That should work. That's better. That should get you stuff on camera better. Alright. So I have one of these. I think we found it at the dollar store years ago. I'm going to try to squish it in here better. And you can do the build-up thing. You know, it's not like you have to put it all on and just put little bits on and get the stuff where you want it. You get enough stuff in the spots you want it in, then you take a fine point something like this, or like that, or this little piece of wire, which is a paper clip, and then you're going to start texturing, because you want the parts to match. You want it to feel like, you know, hey, this is the way the guy's supposed to look, based on, you know, what the image was supposed to look like. So he's supposed to have this little furry part here. You're obviously going to clean your tools afterwards as well, just your hands. You don't want to lose any details, and if you do, you want to put them back as best you can. That'll give you the best look to the model. Right now, I'm mainly just using my fingers to kind of squish things around. It's working out the best. They're pretty good. So now I need to do the little... I'm going to come in and I want to match this pattern that's on him with fur. So I'm going to start sculpting it. You know, and some of it's going to come off a little bit, and that's okay. See, I haven't had to use a whole lot yet. I don't know if you guys can see, but you want to do stuff like this. You want to make the parts match up. You want to make it feel like when it's all primered and done, you're painting it Like there is no difference. The model was always like this. I still got a little gappy spot, so I'm kind of backfill into that as I'm doing this fur coming off of here. Then I got to make rocks, right? Because we got the base to deal with on this guy. And this isn't exactly the most exciting thing, I know. So but this is basically how you do it, guys. You make it match. You work it till it matches, till it looks good. Some people sculpt their own little miniature people out of this green stuff and make little wire and monsters and stuff. They make little wire skeleton, support for the body, and then they come in and they build up the green putty, and they make the mini that way. That's how they make the minis. I know technology and everything's changed so much. A lot of stuff now is just made on the computer first, I think, and then 3D printed out and whatnot. But there's lots of people who still do stuff the old-fashioned way with, actual clay. All right, so I think that will work for my purposes. Right here, now I've got a gap right there I gotta take care of because it'll show up or it'll drive me nuts rather, when I'm painting this guy. So we're just gonna fix it right now. We got the stuff. Put it in here. Pull some of the extra off. Just gonna. On plastic models, you sometimes have to do the same thing with the plastic putty filler stuff. You gotta get in there. You gotta get the gaps taken care of. As much as I would like to say everything is just perfect when you take it out of the box, it does not always happen that way. Anybody who builds any kind of models will tell you that. It's got a little gap in the front as well, so we need to make that disappear. I'm kind of using this pink thing to drag the putty up and around. It's not so much of a big deal right underneath him, but any part of him that I can see when I spin him around. Now this is the stuff you use too, like if you cut up like kids' toys and turn them into monsters and stuff. This stuff can help you make your ugly zoo awesome. That's right, every game master needs a zoo. Or players who just like to build the stuff. I mean, come on. How many people have gotten those great big dragon models over the years? Every time a dragon model comes out, I mean, seriously, dragons are cool, right? Who doesn't not want dragons? To do at least one dragon model who plays fantasy games. It's like spaceships, you got to do at least one spaceship model, right? Doing the sci-fi stuff. You just end up wanting to do one. It doesn't even matter what genre. Like I want to do a spaceship, historic, non-historic, some TV series, something, right? I've got a bunch of models I got to put together. But one of the reasons the minis are working out for me is I have to be able to put the project someplace and not have the project be the end of the universe if something happens to it. With those plastic models, I just don't have the secure space I need right this second for them. Like the paper model that I'm working on for the tower I'm working on, it's had a few accidents simply because, dogs, people moving it, oopsies and work and stuff. So part of the reason we're shifting gears on where we're going with that one. Granny's going to be deconstructing it and reconstructing it. Also, the scale is off. So now we're going to work on the base. So the base, we got some specific sculpting issues to deal with. I don't know if you can, let's see, if the camera's going to show it. There we go. See the gap? That's just more than a gap. There's also rocks that need to be made like they should fit and things like that. So it's going to be the same process. We're going to squish the green stuff in. I think the pink thing's going to be too wide. It's not a fine point on the pink thing. On this end. It's just not sharp enough. Get into that groove. Now this stuff's pretty forgiving. Because you got some time to work with it before it hardens. It takes 24 hours to cure. So I'll get this guy fixed up here, and then he'll go on top of my workspace out of the way, and he will cure while I'm doing my stuff after my break here. My actual work, because I'm on break. I'm on break. I get to do what I want on my break. And then I'll take him home, and he'll continue to cure, and I'll probably fiddle with him again on Wednesday or something, and give him a nice long time to cure. Then I can come in, if I need to sand back the green stuff at all, I can do that. You see what I'm saying? You take your time. If I feel he's cured enough on Tuesday, I'll maybe work on it on Tuesday. I gotta rough it up a little bit because the ground is roughed up, and that'll make the green stuff I'm scooping on here not look like it's out of place. Leftover green stuff. Well, I've wrapped it up in saran wrap before, really tight. Just what I'm going to do with all this stuff. I'm going to wrap it up in saran wrap because I actually still pulled off too much. I always do that. I always think I need more than I do. Anyway, so you just work it. It's just not mechanical looking at all down here, so I'll use the little needle here to kind of squish the stuff in better. And when you're putting things like this together, you have to make judgment calls on what's the most important thing for where your gaps are going to be. I decided I wanted a really even base, so I decided to go with, okay, there's going to be problems up here I'll have to fix. But I want to fix this part now before we put arms on and do all that. So he can be painted up and easy. It's easier to, it's going to be, I got a much bigger workspace than if those arms are in the way, you know what I'm saying? So, that go on them. And just want to get it so it looks like it's supposed to look like this. I'm not worried about the ground looking perfect either. I don't think it's going to matter as much. It just needs to be properly textured. So it looks like it belongs. And we'll do more on his arm sockets. And put his arms in. So this blower part's done, so now we got to do this top part. because like it just doesn't go on him right. So that's going to be the same thing. I'm going to take a little bit of this. And roll this one out because he's got to go along that edge. I'm just going to start edging it and squishing it on. Of course, it's squishing to my fingers now because, you know, it's been out for a little bit while I'm working on him. But so there it is right now, looking all goopy and putty. Now we start working it in the original model. All this fur is hanging over, so we're gonna still try to make sure we keep it covering up the gaps or the part that's sticking out. I have to have more right here. Stuff's drying out on me. It's drying out on me. Stop drying out. I told you, drying time does vary. But see, it in the model it comes down. So all I really got to do is do this drag thing and make it look like it's part of the original model. All this fur. I'm making it match up with the fur on the back. It's okay if I have stuff like going up places because it just makes it look part of the mold. Oh. It's like cool. It's supposed to do that. Let's see. I can see. And what'll happen is I'll put this arm on and see the gap. I'll put more stuff in here after the fact. So it's going to be a build it up process. He's going to look creepy and scary and all troglodyte-like, yet Cyclops-like and cool. So there we go. So I think I got, do some more, make sure the fur is going the way I want down here. Just work it back around again. And I think he's pretty good. So, now I gotta put all my stuff away. I'm probably not even gonna try to keep this little bit. I'm gonna wrap this up in some better saran wrap. I'm gonna clean this off. I need to do it. This stuff hardens hard. I have to wash that. And, that's how I use the green stuff. So we'll work on them some more. Everybody have a great day. Bye.